You were young and you started, and then you had some break from the sport, and now you went to nationals, but you see all these fighters who now have a lot more fights than you. You're going pro, and you can't get the fights you want to get because you don't have the amateur background. How does that motivate you?
The way I think about it is that my train left and I'm catching up, you know, so I got to motivate myself every single day. I got to wake up and think that I really want to do this, I really want to fight. And I can care less about other people's, you know, journey, and everybody has their own journey, and I'm just focused on mine. Wrong decisions, you can say, you know, just I'm not really focusing on my talents, on my boxing, and stuff going on at home, you know, with family and shit like that, and stuff like that. I just kind of stepped away from boxing for a little bit, kind of got my mind off of it, and you know, but I found that fire again during the pandemic, and I just want to be the best version of myself. I've been doing this for a long time, so I just want to reach that level that I know I can reach. And I remember watching Chavez, you know, fight. It was like one of his last fights, and I just remember hearing the crowd go crazy, and that's what kind of inspired me, pushed me to look for boxing. And I remember just walking in here one day, and Eddie Croft was here in the gym, and then he just said, basically showed me around, told me when you want to start, and I was like, oh, I'll start next week. And then Eddie was like, nah, you start right now. And I had my uniform on and everything, and just started boxing from there.
So today was a combination day. I try to get at least 2 days of strength and conditioning, and then one day I'll mix it up. So today in the beginning, we did, it was supposed to be 6 rounds of shadow, but they weren't doing exactly what I asked, so I asked for 2 more. And then we went into some mitt work today. We're working on a lot of footwork. You know, Kristin is a inside Mexican style fighter, and over the last couple of years we've been developing his footwork, as you probably saw. So a lot of mitt work, and then I have them all do around 6 to 8 rounds on the bag. The strength and conditioning that we did before, that you saw earlier, everything is coordinated. So the rope drills that you saw me doing over here involves footwork. It's not like we're at some, you know, Equinox gym going like this. There's actual footwork with it. The ball slam, there's footwork. We do heavy band work with footwork. And then I usually will have them carry something heavy like a tire or weights for the entire minute and a half. So it's a combination. When I do strength and conditioning, Luki, I try not to step away from the boxing. So anything that I do with strength and conditioning, I'm trying to keep it boxing centric, you know, coordination, low center of gravity, balance, and of course, you know, we still need to get that strength. And then after the bag work, you know, you might come in on one day and I have them doing 100 burpees as a team. So we do a lot of stuff together that involves the whole team participating. 100 burpees is no fun, especially when we do Navy SEALs for half of them. So yeah, it's great. We got 3 top 5 amateurs in here in USA. We got a couple of guys making their amateur debuts. We got a champion masters over there with Jessica. And we've been at this for a couple of years. You know, as you know, I call it the quarantine. We all quarantine together and have been going at it nonstop 3 times a week. And then competitors usually come in at least 2 to 3 times a night. We go out, have little field trips, we go to the beach. But with Kristin, it's a balancing act, you know, we're waiting for his debut, so I don't want to overtrain him. I don't want him to run too much. He still does his road work, but I don't want to have him get out of fighting shape, but I also don't want to get a phone call in a month or next week that he's fighting in a month and slow it down again. So I'm sure you've heard this before. I mean, it's that fine line between overtraining and keeping him sharp and not burnt out.
And there's this thing inside of me that just tells me to keep fighting. I've always been a fighter, and there's something inside of me that just tells me that I have to fight. And I want to fight. I have to fight. My coaches, Freddy and Eddie Croft, Freddy Silva, Eddie Croft. You know, they're very supportive of me ever since I was like 12, 13 years old. They've always believed in me, sometimes more than I ever believed in myself sometimes. And you know, they're definitely why I'm in this sport. And
short term, I mean, right now what they've turned into is just getting him a fight. You know, we've had 4 or 5 fights already with guys with undefeated records, guys that are 4-1. They take a look, they do their research, and they turn it down. He's obviously a tough guy. I think the short term was to get him, you know, 3 fights this year, and just get him started with maybe someone that's making their debut as well. That's not happening. So I think we're looking at options across the country. I mean, we got guys looking for fights in the Southwest, of course, LA, but it's getting closer. The circle is closing. I've talked to some people the last couple of days, and his name's getting out there. We went to a fight last week over at one of Tom Roffler's events, and shook some hands. He met some people. So the buzz is going on. I don't know if the buzz is a good thing, because that means they're going to avoid him. But right now, what I can tell people that are putting on fights, if you want someone exciting, someone that loves doing this, loves to really fight, this is your guy. And once we get him out there, you know, the audience is going to love him. He's just a really exciting fighter. Throws a lot of punches. He's got a great attitude, man.
Yeah, we're very close here. It's kind of like a little family, and we push each other each and every single day. I see my friend Clinton Nelson, who's ranked number 4 in USA Boxing. I see him pushing hard every single day, and he's a motivation for me. And also another person I consider a friend is Stevie Johnson. You know, I see him reaching all his goals and pushing to the limit that he could push, and it motivates me. Even though he's younger, it motivates me to push to my best abilities. I mean, the dream and the goal is always to become world champion. You know, that's always been the goal and the dream for me since a little kid. But like I said earlier, it's just very important for me to reach the best level that I could reach myself for me.